Hey guys, this is Harry with Zero's Geckos. I'm also the host of the Gecko Pod alongside my buddy AJ at AJD Reptiles. I'm starting this new YouTube channel, vlog style. I want to make it a little bit more kind of candid and where I can just chat to the camera as I'm doing some work. I don't know, as I'm cleaning geckos, feeding geckos, or just when I feel inspired and just want to sit down and chat. And I want to make this a more specific vlog style specifically for new breeders. I see a lot of new breeders coming in, a lot of new breeders message us and thank us for the Gecko Pod and how a lot of people kind of binge those podcasts and how they've been learning a lot. And so what I want to do is to gear content as more of a chat style, vlog style, where I take a couple topics and, I'll just be doing work and I'll be chatting about it, right? And I don't claim to be the authority, but I have learned a few things here and there from talking to a lot of different breeders, a lot of side conversations with AJ and Brian, all these countless hours of times we've just chatted. I've learned a lot, and I think it's been very helpful for me to kind of be where I'm at, right? And what I mean is that I've learned a lot in terms of quality of geckos. I've learned a lot in terms of the market. I've learned a lot about care. Even now, even last week, I'll ask questions to AJ about how he does things and Brian about how he does things and other people about how they do things. And I'm constantly trying to learn because I want to grow as a breeder. I want to grow as a business, right? If I'm trying to make this a business as well. And just try to fuse those two things of passion and being able to sustain the hobby and grow bigger within the hobby. And so this is what this is, right? I want to gear this towards new breeders. I myself am a fairly new breeder. I'm 2 years in this month. And so relative to kind of the old school folks, I'm very new. Relative to a lot of new folks coming in, I'm mildly experienced, right? And so I feel like this is a good medium where I've learned enough to feel like I can share information to other people, and hopefully they can learn and grow as well. And so the goal is to minimize frustrations as new breeders, to quicken the learning curve so that you guys can get to a place where you make smarter decisions with your money, your purchases, your projects, right? Because if let's say you spend $500 on this animal, $1,000 on this animal, and a couple $100 on these animals, and you kind of mishmash them together. Like, not only did you spend all that money, but you're out a season if you paired incorrectly, right? And so when it comes to what you want, what you envision, your projects, I think it's very important to kind of hammer down and nail down kind of things you want. And you don't know what you don't know. And how are you going to know how much money to spend, the market, how you know how to do projects if you are not familiar with certain aspects of quality and the different morphs, right? So as new breeders, we tend to just jump straight in, money in hand, buying things we think are good when sometimes they're not necessarily good for your projects. Money and pricing of animals does not always equate to quality. I've learned that in a significantly hard way. I spent a lot of money on a lot of these things that didn't pan out. And so I wish I had, obviously, the knowledge I have now to look back 2 years ago and be like, wow, I wouldn't have spent on, I feel like I could have saved half the amount of money I spent. And I spent a lot of money on the hobby so far and as investment, but I feel like I could have saved a lot of money early on if I had more people to walk me through it, right? And so at this point, I feel like I'm able to help out where I can. My goal really is to help new breeders navigate as just another source of information, right? I'm not the authority source, but I am one source that hopefully can help. And I hope that through the Gecko Pod, you guys have learned a lot. And hopefully as new breeders, I can niche down even more and hopefully help new breeders even further. So with that, I will hope to create some of these videos of just having dialogue and any topics that pop up, feel free to comment of not just questions, but topics you want to discuss. Just kind of like the Q&A and the various formats of the Gecko Pod, but this will be a little bit more candid, where I can just talk to the camera and just do things and keep things a little bit more casual. If Gecko Pod isn't already casual, but I think it'll be good and helpful, hopefully. And if not, that's okay. It's still something I want to try, and hopefully more and more people can enter the hobby and learn quicker in the hobby and make the hobby even better. So I'll see you guys around.